New tonight at 6, the Arkansas Supreme Court has had a number of high-profile disagreements this month.
And today, the woman at the center of it all, Chief Justice Karen Baker, spoke to state lawmakers. T311's Carter Thweet shows us the highlights of her remarks and why one lawmaker continued to press her.
I wanted just to introduce myself.
And Chief Justice Karen Baker did just that Thursday before the House Judiciary Committee, made up of Arkansas representatives. But after some brief background of her life and career, the conversation quickly turned to what one lawmaker called the elephant in the room.
We're off to a little bit of a rough start. You might have noticed in the press, but I think we're going to get that all worked out.
Baker referring to disagreements between herself and other court members on the powers she does and does not have. At the end of her speech, Baker asked if there were any questions, and Representative Matthew Shepard of El Dorado spoke up, saying he's heard from people concerned about the situation.
I just am curious as to, as I get those questions, as I'm talking with other attorneys or my constituents, what should I tell them is going to be done in order to kind of get back on track?
Baker, who tried to fire the executive director of the court's administrative office earlier this month, replied saying that until she can pick her own executive director, it may be hard to proceed.
I am unwilling to accept that I don't have the same authority to hire the administrative office of the court's executive director, which is the area of contention. And if we can't work that out, we'll probably be litigating that issue.
For Shepard's part, he tells me he asked the question to hear the Chief Justice's perspective firsthand, and he hopes things get back to normal sooner rather than later.
I think ultimately all Arkansans would hope that the court could come together and that some of the issues that have arisen, could be resolved.
In Little Rock, Carter Thweet, THV 11 News.
Carter, thank you. The Chief Justice also said there's an issue with a backlog of criminal cases, blaming the problem on newly appointed Justice Nicholas Brony, saying he can't hear many of them because he worked in the Attorney General's office before the appointment. The governor often has the power to appoint special justices to hear cases when there are recusals, and other court business often goes forward without all the justices participating.